What if I told you that some of the foods sitting in your kitchen right now, foods you might eat every single day, could silently be harming your health after 60? Many seniors believe that once you reach retirement age, your diet doesn't matter as much. You've lived long enough, so why change now? But here's the truth. The foods you eat after 60 can either add years of energy and vitality or quietly steal them away. Hello, I'm Dr. William Harrison. For over 25 years, I've dedicated my life to senior healthcare, and I've seen firsthand how small, hidden choices in our daily meals can make the difference between a life of energy and independence or one filled with fatigue, illness, and avoidable complications. The reason food is so critical after 60 is simple. As we age, our bodies don't process nutrients the same way they used to. Metabolism slows down, muscle mass naturally declines, and organs like the heart, liver, and kidneys become more sensitive to stress. What might have been harmless in your 30s or 40s could now raise your blood pressure, clog your arteries, or weaken your bone. That's why in this video, we'll uncover the top foods that seniors must avoid if they want to stay healthy, energetic, and sharp. And don't worry, I'll also share simple, tasty alternatives so you don't feel deprived. Because this isn't about strict diets or giving up everything you enjoy. It's about making smart swaps that can transform the way you feel every day. So stay with me, because by the end of this video, you may look at your grocery list in a completely new way. When I sit down with my patients, many of them in their 60s or 70s, I often hear the same phrase, "Doctor, I've been eating this way my whole life. Why should I change now?" It's a fair question, but the answer is both simple and urgent. The truth is, the body you had at 30 is not the body you have at 60. Over time, our metabolism slows, our digestive system becomes less efficient, and our organs, especially the heart, liver, and kidneys, can no longer tolerate the same level of stress they once could. That means certain foods which may have seemed harmless decades ago can now become dangerous triggers for chronic disease. Let's look at the facts. Heart disease remains the #1 cause of death among adults over 65. According to the American Heart Association, more than 70% of seniors have some form of cardiovascular disease. Type 2 diabetes affects nearly 1 in 4 people over the age of 65, and poor dietary choices, especially excess sugar and processed foods, play a major role. Bone health also declines with age. Osteoporosis and fractures are more common in those who consume too much sodium and too few nutrients like calcium and vitamin D. And let's not forget cognitive decline. Research shows that diets high in processed meats, fried foods, and sugary snacks increase the risk of dementia and Alzheimer's disease. Now, here's the frightening part. Many of these risks are not caused by dramatic lifestyle choices like smoking or drinking, but by everyday eating habits. It's the extra spoonful of sugar in your coffee, the canned soup you reach for because it's easy, the processed snacks you grab because you don't feel like cooking. Over time, these small choices accumulate, quietly straining your body until one day a heart attack, stroke, or chronic illness forces you to pay attention. I once worked with a patient named George, a 67-year-old retired teacher. George loved his daily ham sandwiches and salty chips. For years, he thought of them as harmless, just a quick lunch. But when he came to me complaining of constant fatigue and swelling in his legs, the test revealed early signs of kidney disease, worsened by high sodium intake. George was shocked. "I didn't know my food was doing this to me," he said. And that's the point. Many seniors simply don't realize the impact their diet has until it's too late. But here's the good news. Making even modest changes in what you eat can significantly reduce your risks. Studies show that seniors who cut back on processed foods, sugar, and unhealthy fats see improvements in blood pressure, cholesterol, and blood sugar levels in just weeks. In other words, it's never too late. Your body is remarkably resilient, and it responds quickly to better choices. So why does this matter? Because your health after 60 is not just about avoiding illness. It's about preserving your independence, your energy, and your quality of life. It's about being able to travel, to play with your grandchildren, to enjoy hobbies, and to wake up each morning without pain or exhaustion. Food is more than fuel. It's one of the most powerful tools you have to shape your future. And in the next part of this video, I'm going to share with you the most important foods you should avoid to protect your health after 60, along with practical, tasty alternatives that you can start enjoying right away. So let's dive into the list together, and you might be surprised at what's on it. Foods seniors must avoid to stay healthy. Now that we understand why diet matters so much after 60, let's talk about the specific foods that you should think twice about keeping on your plate. I'm going to share 5 of the most common culprits, along with simple swaps that can help you enjoy your meals without putting your health at risk. 1. Processed meats, ham, bacon, sausages, deli cuts. Why they're harmful. Processed meats are packed with sodium, nitrates, and preservatives. For seniors, excess sodium raises blood pressure, while nitrates have been linked to increased cancer risk. Real story. Remember George, my patient who loved his daily ham sandwiches? That habit contributed directly to his kidney strain and swelling. Unfortunately, he's not alone. Processed meats are a hidden staple in many households. Better option. Swap deli meats for fresh, lean proteins. Cook extra chicken breasts or turkey and slice it for sandwiches, or try plant-based proteins like beans, lentils, or hummus spreads. Your heart and kidneys will thank you. 2. Sugary drinks, soda, sweetened teas, energy drinks. Why they're harmful. After 60, insulin sensitivity declines, making it easier for sugar to spike blood sugar levels. This not only raises the risk of type 2 diabetes, but also contributes to weight gain, fatigue, and inflammation throughout the body. Research insight. According to the CDC, nearly 25% of seniors in the U.S. live with diabetes. Sugary drinks are one of the biggest dietary contributors. Better option. Water infused with lemon, cucumber, or berries. Herbal teas, unsweetened coffee, or sparkling water can give you flavor without the sugar overload. 3. Fried and fast foods. Why they're harmful. Fried foods are loaded with unhealthy trans fats, which clog arteries and increase the risk of heart disease, the leading cause of death in seniors. They also contribute to joint pain and stiffness by promoting inflammation. Example, I had a patient, Mary, 72, who loved stopping by her local fast food restaurant for fries and fried chicken twice a week. After cutting back, she noticed not just weight loss, but also less joint swelling. Better option. Oven bake or air fry your favorite foods for a crunchy texture without the heavy oils. Choose grilled or steamed meals when eating out. 4. Canned soups and convenience meals. Why they're harmful. These foods often seem healthy, chicken noodle soup, frozen dinners, or canned chili, but most are extremely high in sodium. Too much salt raises blood pressure, strains the kidneys, and increases the risk of stroke. Data point. The American Heart Association recommends no more than 1,500 meters of sodium daily for older adults. A single can of soup can contain nearly that entire amount. Better option. Make large batches of homemade soup and freeze portions for later. If you must buy canned products, look for low sodium labels and rinse contents before cooking. 5. Refined carbohydrates, white breads, pastries, sugary cereals. Why they're harmful. These foods break down quickly into sugar, spiking blood glucose and leaving you hungry again within hours. Over time, they increase the risk of diabetes, weight gain, and even cognitive decline. Case study. A study published in Neurology found that seniors who consumed diets high in refined carbs had a greater risk of developing mild cognitive impairment. Better options. Switch to whole grains, brown rice, oatmeal, quinoa, or whole grain bread. These options stabilize blood sugar and keep you fuller for longer. The bigger picture. Avoiding these foods isn't about strict dieting or giving up every comfort food you love. It's about recognizing that your body after 60 is more vulnerable, and making smarter choices can dramatically reduce your risk of disease. Even small swaps, choosing grilled fish over fried chicken or sparkling water instead of soda, can create noticeable improvements in your energy, weight, and long-term health. In the next section, I'll share the story of one of my patients who made just a few of these changes and experienced a life-transforming difference. And I'll also invite you to share your own experiences, because together we can create a healthier, stronger senior community. I'd like to share with you the story of one of my patients, Margaret. She's 71 years old, a retired nurse, and when I first met her, she looked exhausted. She complained of constant bloating, trouble sleeping, and frequent spikes in her blood pressure. She thought it was just part of getting older, but as we reviewed her diet together, a clear pattern appeared. Every morning, she started her day with sugary cereal. For lunch, she leaned on canned soups because they were quick and easy, and 2 or 3 nights a week, she treated herself to fried takeout meals, believing she had earned the right to indulge a little in retirement. None of these foods seemed extreme on their own, but when combined, they were creating a dangerous cocktail for her health. Her blood sugar was unstable, her blood pressure was high, and her energy levels were so low that she struggled to keep up with her grandchildren. Here's the turning point. Margaret decided to make just 3 changes. She swapped her sugary cereal for oatmeal with berries. She began preparing a big pot of homemade vegetable soup every Sunday, portioning it out for the week. And instead of fried takeout, she invested in a small air fryer and learned to make her own crispy, oven-baked chicken. Within just 2 months, Margaret came back to see me, and I almost didn't recognize her. She had lost 12 pounds, her blood pressure had dropped to a healthy range, and she told me with a smile, "Dr. Harris, I finally feel like myself again." Most importantly, she had more energy and joy when spending time with her family. Her story is proof that you don't have to overhaul your life overnight. Small, consistent changes, cutting out the foods that harm you and replacing them with healthier options, can completely transform your health after 60. And now, I want to hear from you. If you're still watching this video, I know you care about your health. So let's build this community together. Drop a yes in the comments if you've recognized at least one of these foods in your own diet. Type "I'm ready" if you're committed to making a small change this week. And tell me in the comments, what food do you struggle to give up the most? Maybe it's soda, maybe it's salty snacks. Share your story, because you're not alone. When you engage, not only do you inspire others, but you also take that first important step in holding yourself accountable. And who knows, your story might be the one that motivates someone else to take action. I've seen thousands of patients over the past 25 years, and one thing is clear. The seniors who thrive are not the ones with perfect diets or gym memberships. They're the ones who take small, smart steps, stay curious, and encourage each other along the way. So I invite you to be part of that group. Leave a comment, share this video with a friend, or even with your children and grandchildren. They may not be over 60 yet, but healthy habits start early. Remember, it's not about perfection, it's about progress. And your health is worth it. So what have we learned today? Let's quickly recap the most important points. Processed meats like ham, bacon, and sausages may seem convenient, but their sodium and preservatives quietly damage your heart and kidneys. Sugary drinks can spike blood sugar, increasing the risk of diabetes and draining your energy. Fried and fast foods load your body with unhealthy fats, raising your risk of heart disease and inflammation. Canned soups and packaged meals often hide extreme amounts of salt, putting pressure on your blood pressure and kidneys. Refined carbs, white bread, pastries, and sugary cereals, because sugar spikes and may even accelerate cognitive decline. The good news is that every one of these foods has a simple, healthier alternative. By making just a few swaps, you can reduce your risks, feel more energetic, and protect your independence well into your 70s and beyond. Remember this, small, consistent actions create big changes over time. It's not about being perfect. It's about choosing health, one meal, one day at a time. If you found this video valuable, I encourage you to take action right now. Subscribe to this channel for more simple, science-backed health tips for seniors. Like and share this video to help others in our community. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss the next update. In the next video, I'll share 5 foods men over 60 must absolutely avoid to protect their prostate health. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. This is Dr. William Harris, reminding you, your health after 60 is in your hands. Choose wisely, and your future self will thank you.